Hey, and welcome to the show. This show is brought to you by Patreon members like you.
Thank you for being a Patreon member.
As a Patreon member, you get a video of the podcast that we put out twice a month.
Now, on with the show. Anthony. Sorry, Josh. Of course, it's snowing in Pennsylvania. Yeah, it's hot in here. What's going on, Cali, North Carolina? Andrew, what's going on, buddy? What's going on, Jeff? KT.
Air compressor's off.
Okay.
May the force be with you.
Bismarck.
May the 4th. Good evening from Arlington. What's up, Brooklyn in the house? How's it going, everybody? Hope everyone had a wonderful Jim Dandy of a weekend.
What's up, John?
Happy Monday, for sure. Not really. Today was a fun day.
Oh, we have a customer today from Michigan.
Yeah, a guy drove
Scott.
here from Michigan.
Yep.
He's a fan of the show, fan of both shows. He's a fan of Boring Life of Dean and Haley and the show here that we do.
5-star, yeah.
This here 5-star thingy.
Yeah.
So that was cool. He got a kicker key and a P300. He got the Haley system.
Yeah.
What's up? Cool. No microphones? No, not today. We didn't have time to play around with those to figure what's going on. So we'll probably try that again.
That's cool, Jeff. Thank you.
It's up from Nashville. So it's, your stickers going to ship them tomorrow. Sue's the one. Hey, what's up? We have new shirts coming to you. Thank you, Jeff.
Yep. She's working on it, right?
Yeah, this week is the plan to get them out. She was out of town.
Hi, Jose.
For a week, and then she came back and she had the stomach flu, and that was a rough week for her. So this week's hopefully going to get back to normal for her, and we'll get the stickers out. So yes, the stickers will be shipping out later this week, and everyone will be happy. That's why we haven't talked about them.
Your stickers. Like, okay, I don't know if you remember this,
but
Johnny
my stickers.
is gonna send
you.
Yeah, Johnny is gonna send you.
All right, yeah, I was, because somebody was asked, no marathons. Okay, yes, thank you, Johnny. I'm sorry.
Yeah. What's up, Mel?
Yeah, Mel's in the house. What's up, buddy? What's up, Danny?
Hey,
rocking P310 or 12, which is better? Honestly, it just comes down to how much bass you want.
Bigger is better.
Bigger is better, so in that case, the P312 is a little bit more sound than the 10.
Yeah.
And then the P500 is a little bit more sound than that. I know what you're saying. What's a P500? They have a new P500, ported 12-inch. Ooh, man.
Yeah.
We only got 2 of them in, and they both sold, boom, like that. So we put them.
We actually installed 2 in 1 week.
Well, yeah, within like a day. We should install them one day and then another the next day.
I mean, 2 in 1 week.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But I mean, it wasn't like it was like Monday or Friday.
Bill.
Jailbroke from jury. Oh, hey, Bill, what's up, man? Yeah, jailbroke from jury. Bill had jury duty today. Doing your civic duty.
What's
2
up
thumbs
from
up
Orlando?
to you, my friend. So, last week we put up a bunch of reviews, and we put up some car labs, and we put up some install diaries, and the one thing that was missing last week was, we didn't put up a diary, we put a bay, we put up install bay.
Mm-hmm.
What was missing last week was install diaries. And it was an interesting week because, we're getting mixed reviews. A lot of you guys love the reviews, and then there was a couple of you that were like, stop with the reviews, we want the diaries. And we got to thinking, it was like, we kind of told everyone that, look, this year, 2019, we're telling everyone this, we're going to go back to the more reviews.
Yes.
Because you guys all, what's up from Manchester?
UK.
Howdy, RC. What's up from Wisconsin? Philly in the house. You guys asked us for the reviews. So we're going back to we're going to have reviews, we're going to have diaries, we're going to have install bay.
Yeah.
We're going to have Car Lab. These are basically the shows we're going to move forward with. And Install Bay is going to have the half where we talk about a product, and then we show, like, we review it, and then we install it, or show it how it works. And then, of course, the lab is going to be what goes into Fernando's car, and we get to play with there, or in my car. Does the P500 have the same connection as the 300? It does have the same connection.
Yeah.
The only problem is they've moved it to the other side. So if it's tight on this side of this side of the car, it's another 2.5 feet onto here where it plugs in, but it's the same connection.
Same connection.
It's a 10 amp more draw.
Yeah, because it has
It's 10 amps more, so it goes from 2 10s to 2 15s amp fuses. But it looks like it's the same amplifier because we actually pulled it out and took a look at it, so it's still tiny.
Yeah.
But man, it puts out. DVC sub wired together would be a 4-ohm DVC woofer wired together where they're both touching, meaning positive, positive, negative, negative. You're going to have a 2-ohm load. If you jump it, you're going to have an 8-ohm load. Meaning you come out of one negative, go to the other positive, and then use the two that are left. That'll be 8 ohm. We do have an awesome video on that. What's up from Tulsa?
What's up from Boston?
Hello from Eden. Eden. Yep. Already.
North Carolina.
You guys rock heavy. Some days it feels that way. Chris out told me he sees you guys in Vegas. He is. A very nice guy. Chris is a great guy.
Yep.
Dude, that's a master fabricator right there. There's no doubt about it. He was actually here in Florida for a couple years over at Soundwaves in Tampa. Met him a couple times. Really good dude. Very friendly.
And then, we met him on Knowledge Fest. Well, I met him.
Did you meet him at Knowledge Fest? Okay.
Yeah.
I think I said hi to him.
Yeah.
But no, really great guy. Awesome fabricator. Very detail oriented. Takes his time. Does a nice job.
P3?
Yeah, P3.
P3.
We need that P500, Bill. We need the P500.
P500.
Those are gone. We need that. We need to do the demo. We need to show these guys the P500. So, anyways, did you ever fart and poop? Yes, Brian. We're adults. We've all done that.
Oops.
It's a lot of fun. Try having a poop.
It's not a lot of
Try to have poop while you're running. That's a lot of fun there. I've come back missing both socks before. I'm just saying.
Stuck.
Hey, gents, what's up? Thank you for saving that one there, Jason. I love car audio. Well, thank you, Anthony, and I love car audio too.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what's screwing me up.
Okay.
Doesn't Facebook normally have the pictures?
Yes.
So we're not seeing the pictures today.
Yes.
And that's what's screwing me up because I know everyone by their picture and not their name.
Right here. I have the pictures.
You have the pictures.
Yeah.
So that's what I thought. Normally the pictures are here. Okay, I'm not losing my mind. Okay, is there an AB5 channel that sounds better than the PDX V9 that you've used? Yeah, but they're more expensive. Like the PDX V9 is at a really great price point for what you get. But there are better 5-channel amps. Like the so because it doesn't have a DSP, if you used because it doesn't have the 500 watts, but it sounds better, it would be like the LC6 1200, but it's not 500 watts on the sub side. The Voce 5.1 is way better, but there again, it's Class D, Class AB, so that's not going to matter. The Kenwood isn't, well, the Morel doesn't have the power because it's only 70 by 4. Is it 500 by 1? But yeah, it's only 70 by 4. It's not 110. Yep. But we use a 3-channel to get 150. Oh, that's a good one. Now, in hindsight, thinking about it, no, that's a one of a kind.
I got a picture for you.
PDX-V9.
Yeah. John had a picture for you.
He did?
Yeah.
I got a picture for you. Okay, Johnny, give me a picture. Pictures, love pictures. Like the shirts. Thank you, Fred. You can get them at teespring.store/5store. What's up, Dean? Viewing from Trinidad. Cool, Morel. Yeah, the Morel 5-channel is close. And it's about the same amount of money. But it's AB class. Yeah, so the Morel. All right, so if we were talking AB, not D, which I think was the question, I would go Morel.
Okay.
Or Voce 5.1.
All right, for your experience, what head unit under $300 do you recommend?
Head unit under $300. I'm guessing a touchscreen. I'm gonna have to guess because I don't know what things go for really. But what is I wonder what the 1400 is going for.
I think it's like a little bit more than 300.
A little bit more. Okay, so if you don't need CarPlay, so then like either the Exelon X5, whatever those numbers come after that, or the Pioneer 6 or 5. Both the Pioneer or the Kenwood. Look at Pioneer. It's a DDX, DNX. Go to the Kenwood Exelon site and look at the Exelons and look under the 3 or the 5. Those are going to be underneath that price point. Those would be really nice. Or wait for the, yeah, okay, that'll work. I have a 2007 Mustang with Shaker 1000. Change the head unit to an Alpine CarPlay. Is it worth changing the factory speakers? 2007 Mustang. You know, that's a funny little one. Okay, so if it's a Shaker 1000 system, it's got the outboard amplifier. So if you're looking to go like crazy and redo everything, yes. But if you're just looking to keep the factory subwoofer playing the way they are and all that, leave it the way it is. So if you're not, that's one of those cars. Yeah, there you go. Thanks, Bill. The DDX 396 or the 596. One of those guys. They might be a little bit more, but one of those in that range. The Pioneer can be found. Yeah, MVH, AV, yeah, 251 BT. I'd rather have the Pioneer. I'm sorry, I would rather have the Kenwood.
Yeah, 396.
Truth be told.
Definitely.
Do you guys install LEDs on cars and trucks? We don't do any headlights. As far as like LEDs in the cars and stuff like that, yes, if people bring them to us, but we don't actually sell them. Got it, thanks. Perfect. Hola. What's up from Chicago?
Barney, no, we haven't heard for these Dine Audio mids. Any reviews?
Yeah, we did hear them. We heard
Which
the
ones?
Dines. We heard the Dines at Knowledge Fest. Remember Nathan and I?
No, reviews. Like reviews. I mean,
like
we
review
hear
the
it.
Dines?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd have to talk to Bill.
Yeah.
Hey, Bill, send us a set of Dines.
They have bounce. That's what they call. They have bounce mids.
Yeah, the Danish guy that was there talking to us was,
No, man.
I didn't really ask for names. Nathan and I were just, Disney was wet. It rained again. It sucked. Yeah, that's about it. That's all I got to say about that.
When you put the last podcast?
The podcast, the latest, 2 weeks ago. So there's a new one going up tonight. So you'll have one tomorrow. So there'll be one going up tonight.
All right.
Def Bounce and Dyne Audio are completely different leagues. Okay. I haven't heard either. I've heard the Dines. I haven't heard Def Bounce. I don't know what Def Bounce is. Difference between Pioneer 33 and the 34. The number. And the backup lines are no longer on the unit. Pioneer took the backup lines out of the unit, so if it had them, they took those out. Otherwise, same thing. Sold on my deck. Any videos on subs and amplifiers coming up? I would like to see deep bass on my Laramie Infinity sound system. Is 2011 radio speakers need updated? Have plenty. Honestly, I don't know what we got as far as the Rams go.
Which speakers require less?
Yeah, I don't know. We're
definitely it's a 6x9.
If you notice these boxes right here, these are all new GoPro batteries. So we let our GoPros sit for like 3 months without using them, and all the batteries died.
Apparently.
So, What do you mean apparently?
No, I mean...
They died.
They were, but they died.
They were,
like,
but they
quickly.
died in 5 minutes. So we got all new GoPro batteries, so we're getting ready to start filming for 2019, which you guys have probably seen 2020.
What's up, you're all?
I wrote a PlayStation install, LOL, on the days when TV... Yes, actually I did a PlayStation and an Xbox, 8 TVs, all that stuff. Oh yeah, we did tons of that stuff. Why do you guys bring the best install... Why do you guys bring the best install videos ever? I don't know, because we care. That's the question. I think it is. Why do we make great install videos? We care, and I'm OCD out the wazoo, and everything's got to be perfect, or
don't do it.
Don't do it. So I mean, it's really what it comes down to. The question was asked: why our reviews, all our reviews we talk about are people like, we always get googly over, like when we test something, like when we test the JBL Bass Hub Pro that's sitting over there in your car. Everyone was like, oh my god, I hate these guys, I hate your reviews because you say everything's great. No, we only review great stuff. That's what it comes down to. Hey Dave, what's up, buddy?
What's going on, man?
Getting that Arizona heat
what's
in.
up, Donald?
So if I'm going to review something and waste the time to review it, I don't want to call something garbage, and I'm not afraid to do that. If something sucks, it sucks. But I don't feel like I got to be the guy to tell people something sucks. Like, that's not my job. My job is when something's cool, I like looking at it from a happy point of view, because most of the things make me miserable anyway. So why do I want to, this is garbage, I hate it. No, it's garbage, it sucks. We don't even bother with that. Let's just bring out the cool stuff.
Mike Romo.
What's up, Seth?
Right here is Jason Fro. He's actually a JL dealer. so he can actually tell you what's the difference between the 12W0V3
Yeah, I have no idea.
and the other one. So
Yeah.
I mean, if Jason can.
Jason, Mike.
Yes, if you
meet
can.
each other, help each other out. Hi guys, great show. Learned a lot from you both. Please tell me more about buying OEM style Android head units, plug and play, blah blah blah. Okay, so as soon as someone comes out with a really cool Android style head unit that's plug and play, we will let you know.
What's up,
Jumbo
Dan?
Until then, there isn't one. There's lots of them out there, and they all pretty much suck. They all do the same thing. They work okay. They don't work great. They sound like crap. There isn't one that doesn't sound like crap. Wired 7705 my Honda Civic hatchback. I wired the pack steering controls into the instructed steering wheel. Still don't work.
However, wire coming from the Kenwood that it's labeled steering wheel controls. This wire what?
This wire is not labeled for connection. Is this my issue? Yeah. So okay. So on a Kenwood head unit, it uses a blue-yellow. Kenwood and JVC use a blue-yellow wire for the steering wheel control. On a pack piece, it has a blue-yellow wire that sticks on it. On an access piece, they give you an 1/8" adapter with 2 brown wires hanging off of them. One of those brown wires has to be connected to that blue-yellow wire, and then plugged into the 1/8" adapter on the Metra harness, or on the access steering wheel harness, and that's how those steering wheel controls will talk to one another. And then you go through the auto setup function, it'll talk to the radio, it'll talk to the car, and then it'll work most of the time. Okay. But yeah, that blue-yellow wire has to be connected.
All right.
To the brown wire and whatnot. Okay.
What do you think is hard for the 12-volt people to stop saying RCA jacks and just call them
interconnects? Because it's just, okay, I mean, let's be honest. Primarily the guys, primarily the interconnects don't sound right, all right? Interconnect is anything that connects two things together between the two. So, I mean, technically, a fiber optic cable or a Toshlink adapter or anything like that could be considered an interconnect because it's interconnecting two pieces. Okay. We call them RCAs because that's what we've always called them. I mean, some people call them coaxials. Some people call them, what am I trying to think here? Components, separates. Wow. You know, I'm just saying, you have a component, you have a separate. Same thing, different name.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, like when we talk polarity and phase. I was always taught it was phase, and of course now we know it's not phase, it's polarity, but we called it out of phase. It's not, it's out of polarity. You just get stuck into these things, and that's what you call them. Q-tip and Band-Aid, prime example. I worked for Procter & Gamble. What's up, Mom? Mom's in the house.
Hi, Mom.
I work for Procter & Gamble. Kleenex is not a Procter & Gamble product. Kleenex are a brand that makes facial tissues. Mm-hmm. Puffs and Kleenex are facial tissues. You don't call a facial tissue a facial. Hey, you got a Kleenex? Okay. Q-tip is a brand. It's actually an ear swab. Band-Aid, there again, is a brand. You got a Band-Aid? No. You have a bandage. So we just call them RCAs. It's just what you do. It's just how, it's like, you got a Coke? No, but I got a Pepsi.
No, thank you.
Yeah. So I think it's just one of those things that will always be screwed with us. Have you guys integrated a 2008 Camry non-JBL head unit? Not the Camry, but we've done the trucks. And they suck. It's just, Toyotas all pretty much suck.
Yeah.
The best thing you can do on a Toyota, if you have to keep that factory radio, is don't plan on doing any time correction. Just do EQ.
Okay.
So
what's up, Wayne?
That's the easiest thing to do. Try not to do any summing if you can avoid it. Just do equalization and be gentle with the equalization, or skip it all together, equalization that is, and just go out of the radio, high level into an amplifier, and put some better speakers in it, make it sound a little louder. Light equalization is always nice in the Toyotas, but stay away from time correction if you can, because most of the time you don't have the processor to fix the all-pass filters that are built into them. So, always love the info. Thanks for doing the Pioneer 605 amp have noise. Do the Pioneer D9605 amps have noise issues? 9605 doesn't floor noise. I mean, I think it has.
Yeah, but not like
engine whine or anything like that. Sometimes we'll get turn on and off pop.
Yeah.
Turn off pop, not turn on pop. Sometimes we'll get a turn off pop.
Yep.
All Pioneer amps have a certain amount of floor noise. That's just what they are.
What's up, Luis?
It's what you get for
from Portugal.
Inexpensive amplifier. I get the RCA. It just sounds cheap. Oh no, I agree. When you tell someone they have to pay, $150 for a set of RCAs, they just kind of look at you like. But there again,
okay, no wait. Okay,
if you
so
want to call them
you
interconnects to feel better about it,
yeah, exactly.
You know, if you say I mean, there again, it's one of those things that you can say. It's a great sales approach. You say, I could sell you an RCA for $35, but I'm going to sell you an interconnect for $150.
And then you're gonna look at
and they're gonna look at you
like,
and go,
it's the same thing.
What's the difference? Well,
yeah,
this
exactly.
is an interconnect, man. This has technology behind it. You know, and then you can go talk about your
9000
series or 8000 series stingers, and then they'll be like, oh yeah, that's cool, I get it.
That's an RCA.
Just to say hello, need to go to bed. Go to bed, Lewis.
All right, man.
We'll talk to you next weekend.
Thank you for
this
coming
weekend.
in.
Sorry, sorry I know it's hard to top last week's show because yes, we are missing your sexiness, Mel. That is for sure. But next week we'll have Aaron on.
Yeah.
So he's gonna give you a run for your money on that sexy thing. Can you tell me, is it worth it? Worth the hassle to lay new speaker wires through the doors? Ooh, God, I love that question. Through the doors leading to the amplifier. Can I use the factory wiring in the doors? So the question is, do I run all new wiring through my ungodly difficult boots or no? And here's the thing. If it's a car that's within a warranty period, or no, it's not worth it. What we typically do is we get the wire as close to the connection point as possible. So if here's the boot, here's the plug, here's the impenetrable barrier that we just can't get through, then we're gonna go somewhere in the kick panel there in the car. We're gonna attach our wiring there, and then we're gonna run our bigger wire up to that point.
What's up, Chris?
Is it a moot point? More than likely, yes, because if the car already has 16 gauge, putting our 16 gauge isn't really gonna change it. Now, if it's something like a Toyota, like we talked about, that has like 22 gauge speaker wire, it's totally worth getting to that point and with the bigger speaker wire. Now, the reason why it sucks is because a lot of these cars are pinned and there's nowhere to go through. So the only option is you drill through. If you have a car under warranty and there's something that happens in that door and you drilled a hole through it, good luck getting that fixed. So that's a big no-no. If you can figure a way to go through the boot, around the boot, through the boot, and it's still in the boot, but you've managed, some clips actually come out of the boot and you can go around them. So if yours isn't one of those style, then just stick with the kick panel.
What's up, Peru? Somebody say $150, they better come with a happy ending.
Well, they will, because your stuff will sound better. You put a smile on your face, thus the happy ending.
That's a happy ending. Yeah, I like it too.
You know, so everything is in perspective. Everything is in perspective as far as like, do I buy a $150 set of RC cables? More than likely, no. Do I need a good $30 set of RC cables or a good $70 set of RC cables? More than likely, yes. So it all is what you're doing. So if you're buying a product at X amount of dollars, let's say you buy a $100 amplifier, buying a $100 set of RCAs isn't going to do anything for you other than make you feel like you should have spent more money on the amplifier. Teaming that up with a nice $15 to $20 set of RCAs is perfect. That's all that amplifier can do. It doesn't have the capability to give you the resolution that more expensive RCA is going to provide for you, because you will get more resolution out of that better RCA, but that amplifier can't do it. It can't decipher that. It's not there. So it's kind of pointless. Now, if you buy something like we were talking, like a PDX V9 or the Morel or something like that, spending the extra money to get into a better cable is going to be worth it. At a minimum, like a 4000 series, but a 5000 or 6000, 8000, 9000 series Stinger cable is always going to give you more resolution. And if the amplifier is capable of doing something with that, then you're a fool not to use it. But then again, it all has to match up. So if you put like an inexpensive radio in the dash, and then you team it up with a PDX V9 because your buddy gave you a killer deal on one, there again, weakest link is going to tell you, I don't need an $80 set of cables when I have a 211 Pioneer in the dash that's $150 radio, $200 radio. $30 cables, $15 cables is going to make everyone A-OK. So it all has to match. Yep. But the other thing too is, there again, if your equipment can't do anything with the cable, then there's no point in spending the money on the cable. The better equipment you buy, the more it will be able to benefit from those better cables. So I'm a firm believer in buy the biggest, baddest cable you can afford. I know I'm unique that way. It's okay. There's a lot of strange things I do. I wear these silly shoes, so it's got to be something to do with that. Your system is only good as your weakest link. Exactly. But there again, all the links should be equal. Okay, so you don't want one super strong link and one crappy link. You want all the links to match. So you know, if you're designing a system that you have a $250 radio, you have maybe $150 amp and $100 amp, you don't need a $200 set of RCAs. You need a good $30 set of RCAs, like let's say a kicker set, like a good set of like Stinger 1000s between the two. They'll match up perfectly and you'll get all the resolution you're going to get. And it's going to be like everyone is happy.
Well, that's true. Bill has the Stinger.
Of course Bill loves your 9000 series. You have the Magic Morels with the full audio control system, and it's like, you know, angels flap their wings in your system and they're like...
That is a happy ending.
You know, it is a happy ending.
Yeah.
Stinger matches every price point along with every performance point that they may offer.
Correct, that's
right. They do a great job. There's no doubt. Now you have the new X Series with the copper. I'm going to have to get those. I really like that copper.
Very true.
I have a Honda Civic, and I'm planning on having a local shop put 80 millimeter with 7 millimeter green on top on the floor this week. That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Very true. Gotta go. See you, Nathaniel. Cole. You have a good one. Apparently your wife needs to do laundry. Why? Because I'm wearing my, don't worry, I'll do it when I get home. It's okay. I don't mind. I'll be going with 8000. I hope they are great in between. They are a wonderful cable. You know, if you want to know about the cables and roadkill, we did one of these shows where we interviewed John Catalano from AMP, and we spent a great amount of time talking about sound treatment and RCAs, because he brought in a bunch of the new X Series product from Stinger, and we talked about all kinds of stuff, because he's the guy responsible for the 9000 series cable.
Yes,
that's his baby. And he also has had the roadmap up to the current list of cables. He's the guy that has been in charge of that and doing that. He's no longer in that position, but we talked in depth about those. So if you guys want to know more about sound treatment and cables, we're going to get him on later this year to talk more about fun stuff like that. But he's definitely, if you want, go watch that video. It's the John Catalano and this Facebook Live on YouTube.
Did we order the new Pioneer single DIN radios?
I'm sure he ordered all that.
We haven't seen it yet.
Okay, what do you think is a fair labor cost to fully sound deaden a Civic sedan? Ooh, more than likely it's going to take all day. So you're going to have to look at what a whole day rate is for the shop you're working at. So that's what you really have to. So I'm thinking in a lot of shops charge anywhere between, let's say, $70 to $150 an hour. You're looking at 8 or 9 hours. Do the math. You're looking at anywhere between, let's say, $8 to $1,200, $1,500.
Plus the product.
Plus the product to do that.
Like,
roadkill. Sound treatment is a very expensive thing to do. When we do it in cars, it's expensive. There's no doubt about it. And actually, we're tiered as far as how we price it. So we have the basic premium package we do, where we concentrate around the speaker and we have fast rings, and then we have the full package we do. And then we have the super package.
You're special, John.
Where we're going to cover all the panels up.
Yeah.
And there's John right there, chiming in. He must have heard his name, his ears were ringing. Planning on making a drive to Florida sometime. Going to visit the shop. Also probably get some work done, if possible, on my car. If you want to get work done, give Paul a call. That's the best way to do that.
Yes.
And as far as stopping by, you guys can stop by anytime you want. We're always here Monday through Friday. Monday through Saturday.
Really?
9:30 to 6:30 every day, every damn day. Okay, so in Oregon, Jason, they charge $2,000 to $3,000 to do it. So there you go. So like I said,
Jose, we use 1/2 inch for 4-gauge wire.
Do you guys ever do 0-gauge wire for installs? Also, I'm addicted to the vids on YouTube. You guys are incredible. Yeah, actually, we use a lot of 0-gauge in Ford. Yes. So if you caught the picture we put up a week or two ago about the D611200 audio control, That's actually a dual run of zero gauge that we do in the F-150s for that amplifier.
So much fun.
So it really depends on the car we're working on and how much room we have. So a lot of the times we will do, yeah, so there you go, Wayne Rice, 85 an hour. If someone wants full sound deadening price per hour plus parts.
Exactly,
so,
yeah, that's right,
about what I was saying. Now, so when it comes to zero gauge, we have to have room to run the zero gauge. So if running 2.4 gauge is going to fit better, then we'll run the 2.4 gauge. If the amplifier needs zero gauge, and we take that into consideration when we're laying it out, we're like, all right, so we're going to need this zero gauge to go here. Are we going to have room for another 4 gauge? In that case, all right, so we're going to have to pull out the seat and go up underneath the seat. So it just comes into the planning of the installation while we're doing it, what we decide to run. I'm a bigger fan of running dual 4 gauge, just because most of the time the amplifiers only need a 4 gauge, and then I have 2 fuse holders underneath the hood, 1 for each amplifier. If the car ever needs to have service or anything like that, or they need to pull the subwoofers out, it's not one power wire with blue tape around it in the back that can do it. Just pull the fuse out for that one amplifier. Does Paul not answer the website emails? I sent him stinger list last month and never got a reply. I gotta be honest with you, Robert, I have no idea what Paul does with his time over there. We're always here, and he's over there. Hit him up again, or give him a call and say, hey, I emailed you a list. Can you hook me up? I have no idea what he does when it comes to that stuff. Unfortunately, it's his thing, so we're stuck over here working our butts off on this side of things.
JD fellas, looking to put Morels on the
What's
MDX.
the other material called for amp racks? It's called Centra.
Depends what kind of. Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, so Morel has different type of speakers, so
they have good, better, best, great.
Good. Yeah.
The other material we used other than ABS is called Centra. It's a blown PVC, so it's spelled Centra. You can get it at pretty much any sign shop. A lot of sign companies use it for their the signs that they put out on the side of buildings and yards and stuff like that. It's good stuff. Just don't ever use it anywhere where heat is going to be like underneath the hood of a car, because it will bend and go back to straight. It's kind of funny. Currently, which one are you reading?
That one.
Currently,
I have the 2PR of Focal 165 AS.
Yeah, you can skip all the model numbers. Just get to not getting bass out of the 6.5 doors. I think I should. What do you think I should? Should I recommend have a stealth box?
Stealth box under the back seat.
So you have some focals in the doors, and you're not getting good bass out of them. First question would be, what kind of sound treatment did you do on the doors? Do you have fasterings in the doors? Okay, whether you used the products we use or whether you use somebody else's products, getting that acoustical baffle in there. It's a silly name. Basically, getting some form of transmission that allows the sound from the speaker to be forced into that door panel is key. That a lot of bass gets lost in the door panel when you don't do that. Also, doing some kind of sound treatment behind the speaker is essential for that too, because if you have a metal panel and you have a speaker doing this, guess what? It cancels each other out. So that's important too. The other thing too is, what do you have the amplifier set at on the crossover? If you're crossing them over at like 120 hertz at 12 dB, you're not going to get any mid bass out of those things. You might want to check that too, see where that's at. But there again, if you have it at like 80 hertz and you're still not getting any mid bass out of it, then whammo.
Yeah.
You have some cancellation going on somewhere. You need to find that. Centra, thank you, Lewis. You need to stop the rattle.
Yes, Jason, they still make the Supremos.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Any other head units similar to the Halo 9? Amp has their
level 8.
Elevate coming out here in the next month.
Yeah.
Which is going to be an 8-inch version of that. If you could probably Google and see a couple pictures of that. They're just going through final approval with Apple right now for CarPlay. And once that comes out, it will be a little cheaper.
Yep.
They also have Pioneer's also coming out with a more inexpensive version, Halo 9. So Halo 9 is going to just be an overall name, and then they're going to have different levels. So there'll be a cheaper level of the Halo 9 coming out here next couple of months. Big sound difference between two-way 6x9s and three-way speakers. Big sound difference. Yes.
Big sound.
Two-way 6x9s and three-way. Oh wait, I know what he's saying. Two-way 6x9s and three-way 6x9s. So here's the deal. A two-way, believe it or not, a two-way coaxial is going to be, or multi-element driver, if we want to be that guy.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's going to usually be the higher end version of the speaker. So if you look at like a Pioneer, we're going to use Pioneer for example because they do a great job on this. If you look at the TSDs or the Z series components, coaxials, I'm sorry, the two-way, it's always going to be a two-way, not a three-way. And you're going to have a big tweeter mounted in the center of it. So the TSD Pioneer 6x9s have a big silk tweeter mounted right in the center of it. Now if you go down to the TSGs or TSAs, you'll see where they have like a 5-way, or they have a 3-way, or they have a 4-way, or they have all these ways. And basically what those are doing is compensating for the fact that they're cheaper tweeters trying to sound like that big 2-way. All right. Now the only exception to this rule that I've ever found was when Hertz made their 3-way 6x9, where they used 2 amazing tweeters in there. They were also retailed for $550. They went down about 3 something before they finally got discontinued. But that's the main difference there. What do you got?
Okay. Any idea what I need to install an aftermarket radio in 2012 Ford Fusion? Wiring harness, Idaho Maestro maybe, able to retain Sony and able to retain sync, no Sony.
That's gonna be Metro. That's gonna be MetroOnline.com.
Yeah.
For that, that's gonna be straight up Metro.
Yeah.
Because I think you're gonna need Metro for the dash kit. Now, if Metro makes a dash kit, obviously I'm not looking at the car. If Metro makes the dash kit without a wiring harness and iData makes a wiring harness, then do that combination. Why you'd want to keep sync though is beyond me. Because sync pretty much sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, especially if you're doing like CarPlay or Android Auto. Big bleh. Dude,
Sierra.
What do you got?
Do you think the Pioneer 8400 is the top of the line of the head units?
In the Pioneer line, yes.
Yes.
And it'll soon be replaced by the 8500. But yeah, if I was to buy a Pioneer head unit, that would be the one I'd want. Mainly because it's going to have the best screen that they make and all the features that I want. So I would buy that one for sure if I have to buy a Pioneer.
Yes, they do. Hey, Greg, they sound really good, man.
Do the 7-inch components?
Yeah.
We call them the mid-bass monsters.
Yeah.
Go CT Sounds. Well, there you go, Brian. Got it in. I have an original 2006 MDX looking to upgrade Morel speakers and 1 amp, 1,000 watts RMS. Why do you want a 1,000 watt amp? What are you powering with it? I mean, we're talking subs. I mean,
yeah.
There's a ton of 1,000 watt amps. I mean, you know, the more money you spend on it, the better it's going to get. That's the only way I can say it when it comes to those amplifiers. You can get inexpensive 1,000 watt amplifiers, or you can get expensive 1,000 watt amplifiers. You know,
now
if you don't want to take up a lot of room in that car, because you don't, I might check out the Rockford T750.1. 750 watts, peaks out at about 950 watts is I think what the burst certificates come at. So more 6x9 component sets? Yes. Actually, the R-type component sets just came out. We're going to do a review here where we take the S-type, the R-type, and the X-type and lay them all out and explain to you the difference between them. And then we just got in the Kenwood 2.5-inch 6x9 component and the 3.5 6x9 component.
Yeah.
So those are we're going to talk more about those next couple weeks.
JD, you can check the Morel 5-channel amp, and that will give you a full
AB
amplified system for the whole car. Yeah, AB and
front end and Class D for sub.
For the subs, yeah. Kids first stereo.
Yeah.
It was a kids.
It was a kid's first stereo. Cool. Match amp ratings to speakers. Rating simple. Sometimes, Justin. Sometimes you know that's not always the case, buddy. You know, you got to be careful with that sometimes, because a prime example of that is what we'd run into is the Alpine R-Type was rated at 1,000 watts, and then you'd buy the Alpine 1,000 watt amplifier. The Alpine R-Type would never handle 1,000 watts ever in a million years. You team it up with that amplifier, kapooey. You just blow the crap out of those. Upgrade my car stereo with a Kenwood. I get sound in the front, barely little on the backs with the Bose system and a Tahoe. Well, so the question I would ask is, because it's a Tahoe with a Bose system, which means it really only uses the front 2 speakers for input anyways. When you fade it to the rear, are your speakers blown? I mean, I would check to see if they're blown. I mean, worst comes to worst, you could try putting the factory radio back in and see if they come back on. but no. That's noobs. Yeah, they were noobs, but they were internet shoppers. But
Yeah, Josh.
Oh, there you go, Donald. My birth certificate on T750.1 said 10 over 1,040 something like that. Do you guys sell the 5-star? Yes, you can get them at 5-star at Teespring/5-star. Teespring/store/5-star. Yeah. That's where all the shirts are at. We have like 6 or 7 different shirts ranging in price from like $17.50 on up. If you want to get one. This is the newest one we have out, but yeah, there's a bunch in there.
Yeah.
On the Rockford splits, do I connect my input from amplifier? Oh yeah, so that was, I think we, wait. Amplifier to the tweeter input or no. So on the Rockford splits that have the crossover built into them, it says mid and it says tweet. The inputs go to the input from the amplifier goes to mid. The tweeter connects to the one that says tweet. That's it. If you can't do it the other way, you'll make the smoke come out. That'd be bad.
You're gonna burn it.
What is the material you guys use to hold fuse holders and what size? It's 1/4-inch ABS. Straight up old school 1/4-inch ABS. That's what you want to use so it doesn't melt underneath the hood. And it doesn't. Hey, you skipped my question. Oh, an unexpected error has occurred. Please try your request later. What the heck is that?
That was for Jason.
No, I'm looking at the red thing that just popped up on the bottom.
Oh, what it says?
An unexpected error has occurred. Please try your request later.
Okay.
Why don't you see if we're still good?
Oh yeah, it's good.
Okay, you skipped my question about backup camera image upside down on my Pioneer. What's the easiest way to fix it? Flip the camera.
In the settings?
You physically have to flip the camera. If it's upside down, the camera's mounted upside down. It wouldn't be any other way. The only setting that you run into is mirroring, meaning if right is left and left is right. If it's upside down, the camera's mounted upside down. There's no way to fix that from the screen. You have to fix it at the camera. If it doesn't flip, then you got to get a different camera. So that's, but more than, yeah.
I mean, it got to flip.
It's got to flip. Well, you would think, I don't know, it depends on the camera, but that's what, if it's upside down, the camera's mounted upside down. All right, here we go. Can a sub in a trunk cause over-excursion to rear deck mounted speakers? Yes. Yes, they can. Do they ever? Honestly, I've never really had that as an issue. It's as common as you think it would be. Most of the time, it's not going to happen unless you have a ton of bass. Because even like 212s back there, normal size 212s back there, I've never really had anyone blow the 6x9s from having that happen. But it could. Especially if you got a gorilla back there just banging on them, then, in that case, what you might want to do is get some, like, XTC baffles for the rear speakers to help to slow that down. But most of the time, because there's enough air going everywhere else, it's not really hammering those.
Yeah.
But, yeah, you could add baffles.
What do you recommend for MDX Morel system?
What amps do you recommend? Obviously the Morel. I'm a big fan of the Morel amplifiers. I'm running my car. I like those.
The 5-channel, 4-channel.
5-channel Morel amp is nice.
I mean, all the Morel system is.
There are rather large, so if you need something that is smaller, there again, we keep talking about the Rockford Mini Ts.
Like right now, they only make one 5-channel amp.
Yeah, they only make 3 amplifiers: a 4-channel monoblock and a 5-channel. If you want a variety, check out like the Rockford Mini T series. If you need something that's going to be able to hide in your MDX because you don't have a ton of room, the Rockford Mini Ts. They make the T400.4. They make the T750.1. It's a great combination of amplifiers. We run it all the time.
Oh, the 1005.
No, that's too small. I don't like that anymore.
Really?
Yeah, I don't like it.
Okay.
No, that's why we don't do it anymore. 9-inch Morels. Yeah, the 9-inch Morels are really nice. Bill wanted to run it in his, but it just wouldn't fit. When are you guys going to buy your own F-150 and Jeep since you hardly do installs on them? It's funny you should say that, Greg, because we were actually thinking about that, and I just don't want to drive a truck. He would love to drive a Jeep, but it's just not in the cards. But yeah, no, I thought about that. I was trying to get Paul to buy an F-150 instead of the Honda Pilot that he drives, but he's just not into pickup trucks, so, yeah, that's that. What do we got here? What are your thoughts on Alpine R Series subs? How much watts can they handle? Love the sub. The sub is great. 500 watts. 500 watts, you're golden. It'll play 500 watts all day long on the R-Type sub. Anything past that, what is a ground loop isolator and how is that connected? Ground loop isolator is for signal. It takes the ground out of the RCA, so it connects at the RCAs. That's the LC1? LC1 from Stinger. So they work like a champ. If that's the issue, if there's a problem with ground looping, then that'll fix it. Otherwise, it's just money spent that doesn't do anything. What I'd recommend is going to a car stereo shop that has an LC1 on the shelf and say, hey, can I go plug this in and see if this helps? It's a blister pack, so you should be able to, I mean, unless they're just total jerks, they should be like, yeah, sure, go ahead. Hey guys, my subs aren't playing, and my subs are not playing, and is on, but nothing. What can I do? Well, that really depends, Alan, on what is not playing. Is the amplifier turning on? Is the amplifier on? The amplifier's on. Okay, cool. Is there sound coming out of the amplifier? Grab a test speaker and hook it up to the amplifier and see if you get sound to come out of the amplifier. Maybe that's the problem. Take a battery, like a little D or 9-volt battery, and try popping the subwoofers. See if they play. See if if the subs are blown. Digital multimeter. Test the, there's a lot of testing you can do other than just it's not working. So, 9-volt battery and a test speaker. Needs to break. Alpine subs need braking time. All subs need braking time. It's just not Alpine. Every single sub on the market needs a braking time.
What do you think about the new A series Pioneer subs?
Yeah, nah. I haven't even looked at them. No? We got them, I think. I haven't. Go back to my question. We can't go back. It won't. It only allows us to go back like 3 or 4 questions.
Yeah,
sorry,
that's
Harry.
it. So you have to type it again.
Bose is garbage. Have you bypassed the Bose? That's what is.
Oh yeah.
System in a 2000 Trailblazer. I like to install.
4-channel yes.
4-channel amp without cutting factory wiring and install components in the front doors.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in the 2008, I think isn't the amplifier located in the passenger rear side panel? Think so.
Yeah.
But yeah, of course.
I mean, you don't have to cut the harness.
If you can, just match it up to whatever harness it is.
Backaudio.com, you buy the reverse harness. And
well, yeah, but you'd have to match it up to. You'd have to get to it first and match it up. I believe it's a GM harness. Has you guys ever looked at a signal with an oscilloscope after you added noise filters to see? Oh no, it's garbage. Yeah, it's gonna change. So if you add a noise filter or like the LC1, it's totally going to change all that. It's going to change distortion. It's going to distort sooner. It's going to steal bass. Essentially, yeah, it's going to. But if that's what you need, there you go. I mean, that's the noise filter is the last ditch resort, meaning there's nothing else that is going to work. I need to use this, and you use it, and you deal with what comes out. Most of the time, it's in product that isn't of quality, that didn't bother to build a decent class D amplifier with noise filtering built in it of its own, or it's a shielding issue where you got crappy RCAs in there, or the ground was wrong, or who knows, but it's a last-ditch effort if you don't want to tear your whole car apart and start over.
Eric, if you're going to stay with the Kicker L710 Solberg, what amp do you recommend? You can get like the 600.1. It's a 10.
That's a 10, yeah. 600.1 would be nice.
Or if you want a little bit more, you can get the KX.
They make a 500.
Yeah.
Like KX 500. That's a really nice guy. That'll give you the epicenter like thing, aftershock or whatever it's called, and a cool little bass knob or big bass controller up front. I learned the hard way with Rockford Fosgate T1500.1 and Alpine. Oh my gosh, Wayne, that's insane. That amp that's 1900 watts.
What?
How's the relationship between an amp's RMS and this is gonna be one of those questions. Amp's RMS and the speaker. So all right, here's my thoughts on RMS versus peak power versus rated power versus lightning or strike. RMS it stands for root mean squared, which it really doesn't mean anything. Okay, for the most part, it's just a number. You want to look at the normal power handling. So whatever it says, 300 watts. Okay, if it says it handles 300 watts, screw what all this other stuff is. Peak power, lightning strikes, magical, blah. Okay, if it says it's somewhere, whatever that magical number is, 300 watts. It's basically usually half of whatever peak power is. That's the number you want to concentrate on. You want to find an amplifier that puts out that number. Okay, and that's where that gets tricky, because let's say you buy like a Planet Audio amplifier that says it's 1500 watts, or a Rockville, or all these other amplifiers that don't do what they say. that's where it gets confusing. So now you want to look at the fuses, and you'd say, all right, so that's a 15 amp fuse. More than likely, you're going to put 150 amps. It's not going to be big enough. Let's go up a little bit. Maybe find something with a 30 amp fuse. Now, but what if they lie? Because that seems to be the thing now too, is that the amplifier manufacturers of these cheaper amplifiers lie. So let's say you buy a Kicker comp that handles 300 watts. Well, then stick with Kicker and buy their amplifier. Or buy an amplifier that is rated at 300 watts. So then we got 301. A 301 and a Kicker comp rated at 300 watts is a perfect match. Because they designed it that way when they were building their product line. They were like, hey, we need an amplifier that matches this rated output of the speaker. That's why there's a 600 one, so you can do 2 of them. Mm-hmm. Alpine would take an R-Type and say 500 watts, 1,000 watt peak. And then they'd make the 1,000 watt amplifier. And you'd be like, okay, cool. I'm going to buy this 1,000 watt amplifier. Well, that 1,000 watt amplifier was actually like 1,200 watts. There was no way in hell that that woofer would handle that.
Yeah.
Because this crazy number on there said it. There's no way to do that. I don't care if you put it in a sealed box that's pucker tight and it can handle, because of the way the box is built, it can take it no, it would never do it. So it's not easy. It sucks. They fool you all over the place. Oh, it's a 1,000 watt woofer. Oh, that's a 1,000 watt amplifier. No, it's not. It's like a 500 watt woofer and a 200 watt amplifier. So yeah, it's very hard to do. I wish there was a better way, and it just screws everybody's head, and I hate it.
All right, looking to upgrade my 4100, possibly something this year. What do you guys recommend?
Go for the 4500. It's going to come out later.
Yep.
It's all the love of the 4100,
yep.
Just all the cool new stuff.
New stuff, everything.
Yep. 1500, whatever, is one of the best mono amplifiers ever. Oh, no doubt about it, Justin. You're correct with that.
Oh, wow, that's a monster.
Yeah. Well, he loves Rockford too, so
yeah.
Yeah. Harry, but I agree with him on that. Harry, okay. What do we got here? What tools to use to cut through hard plastic trim pieces? Hot knife, router, hard plastic trim pieces. So hard plastic. Typically, what we use is when we're like have to do something, we use this guy. It's got this cool, very archaic, gnaws the hell out of shit. So this is what we use, and it'll do anything. You just go very slow. Don't let it like walk away from you. Mm-hmm. Most of the time, you want to start with, something like the biggest uni bit you can find to make a hole. That's really helpful. And then if you have to go bigger, you grab that thing and go bigger. I'm not going to find that. I just threw it in the wrong spot. What do we got here?
Alpine 1000
Dremel.
for
So yeah, Dremel with a rotor zip blade. That's the other thing. So, but you got to be real careful with those because hard plastic, is scary. But yeah, we have these guys here that we use. This is the roto zip blade, the all-purpose roto zip blade, bimetal, I think, or whatever they call it. That's what you want to use. A lot of people like to use drill bits back in the days. 1/8" drill bit. Those suck.
All right, so Alpine 1000 for a Alpine X
500 watt, yeah.
500 MR.
Yeah. Did you guys do image dynamic subs? No, not anymore. I haven't done those in years and years and years. Superman feed, area sounds great. Tidal hi-fi. Okay. Superman feed. Okay, I'll have to check that out. I do have Tidal. I'm running the Tidal. Loving the Tidal. Watch 5-star and use what they recommend. Simple. They do it every day. Not going to argue with that point, Justin. Now you're going to make me blush. What 3-way component sets would you recommend planning to do a 3-way active set? There again, when it comes to us recommending speakers, we can only recommend what we like. He's a Focal lover. He loves Focals. Big fan of the K2s. I'm a Morel guy. Not that I don't like the Focals. I was thinking about this yesterday when I was running. And I was like, it's not the problem anymore of what do I want to put in my car, because there's so much good stuff. I wish I had more cars to put stuff in.
Yeah.
Because I would love to have like the system I have for the Camaro, the Morel system. I would love to build that, but then I would also love to build a K2 system.
Yeah.
And I would love to put like Voce amplifiers in it, and I would love to put like I build a kicker system like we've done in Haley's, but go crazy and just put like the Q class stuff in.
Q-class, yeah.
And there's all this amazing stuff, but I just don't have enough cars to put it in, and it sucks. And it's like I there's so much good stuff out there, and I just want to touch it and play with it all. So that's amazing. But the one thing that always gets me, and this is what drives me nuts, is that buying the wrong stuff for a problem. Okay, so if there's something you need to do it the right way, not getting that and just trying to figure a way to do it half-assed just doesn't make any sense to me. And using the excuse that it's too expensive to do it the right way, then why are you doing it at all? You know what I mean? If you can't do it the right way, why do it? That's just one of those things I cannot understand. And I get that question, and it's like, well, someone will ask me, how do I do it? And I say, do it this way. And they'll go, oh, that's too expensive. But that's the way you need to do it. Any other way is going to be wrong. And it's like, no, that's too, okay. Aerosol works great on plastic pieces, just don't push hard. Yeah, and don't do thick plastic pieces because it just melts. Like ABS will just melt. Buy once, cry once. Exactly. An Audison thesis system. Oh wait,
40 or 50K.
That would 40, 50K. There again, I would love to have one. That's not in my realm of possibility, but I'd love to have a thesis system, or at least hear a good thesis system. Go play with the thesis system. Not everyone can afford the Dean way. No, that's totally. But there again, honey, if you can't do it right, then why are you doing it? That's my only question. I mean, it's a fair question, and time will get you everything you want in life. Okay, determination and time will get you what you want in life.
I don't have enough time.
If you have enough determination and enough time, you can get everything you want out of life. That's just that, okay? Anyone can have a set of K2s if they can take the time and determination and okay, look, if you can spend $1,000 on your system every year, then wait 2 years. No one wants to do that. It doesn't make sense.
No, why?
Okay, why, right? Because you want a set of K2s.
Yeah.
So, I got the honey. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, from CA, by the way.
What's going on, man?
Those guys. Thank you, Tony. Cool. But yeah, no. Or buy used equipment and save money. Yeah. Save some money. No, there's, dude. Trust me, and I'm with you totally, RC. When I wanted my 300mm f2.8 Canon lens, I saved for 2.5 years to buy that lens. It's the price of a goddamn car, okay? And I saved for 2 years, didn't buy anything for 2 years to save up the money, and I still had to buy a used one because, woo! But that's what I wanted, and I wanted that.
Yeah.
And everyone's in such a hurry to get instantaneous gratification. They're willing to do something the wrong way, and I just don't get it.
I bought my first amplifier used.
Gotta pay to play, man. Yeah. Dude, I bought my first amplifier. I bought crap first.
Yeah.
Dude, like I've said before, I bought a Sherwood 240 and a Sherwood 180, traded them both in, and still had to pay to get one Orion 280GX.
I buy my audio bond amplifier. Oh my God.
Yeah. Well, hey, you gotta be careful with that audio bond stuff.
Exactly.
So sometimes the journey is more exciting than than getting there. But knowing that there's a carrot there, just doing it right. I don't know. All right, whatever. I'm gonna kill that topic. Made it. There you go. It's called Millennium Falcon license plate. Yeah, I know. Where's it?
Right there, over there.
Oh yeah, it's over there. Steve made it for us before he left.
Yeah.
Don't settle, then pull it out and sell it. Just save money, do it once. Exactly.
That's
there you go,
man.
Like start with
Justin
the
is right.
CT-61200. Yeah, it's a good app to start with. Goals, baby. Gotta have goals. Gotta have goals. Look, man, I wanted to run 2 miles, and it took me. Honestly, I'm ahead of schedule. I wanted to run a marathon.
Okay.
I ran, I can run a half marathon like it's nobody's business. Okay. I can do that all day long. Okay. I can go home right now and I can do it. And I'm not bragging. I just know my body and I know I can do it. Today would be a rough day because it's a Monday, but I know I can do it.
Stay in your lanes, people.
But running a marathon was a whole nother monster. It took me almost a year to get to a point to where I could do it. Even doing it, that was the hardest thing I've ever done. It was, dude, that was nuts.
I got short legs, I can run.
Yeah, it was, but there again, man, see it, want it, do what you have to do to get it, but do it right.
Yeah, that's right.
Save yourself the time. All right.
Sorry, real quick. Check the kicker video that we did.
Kicker
with the
key
CCA,
video?
No, with the CCA,
CCA power wire. It's
You
a bit
should check
funny,
that
but you
because-
should definitely check that out.
Yeah.
How much does CCA wire affect power output?
Yep.
Transfer. Okay, if you want a good laugh, because the video was done when we were trying to make funny stuff.
Bye, Jason.
Go to the
Thank
Kicker
you.
playlist. Check out when we do the Power Wire Challenge for Kicker. They let us borrow their machine, and we had all kinds of fun with it. After you see that, if you're still, you're gonna be like, holy crap, I don't ever want to use that stuff anywhere near my car because it's a good way to burn your car to the ground if you use the wrong stuff. Okay, with that, we're gonna have lots of fun. The week is started. It is
Thank you,
Monday.
Jason.
Everyone's got the whole Monday to look forward, the whole week to look forward to.
Yep.
Saturday is just around the corner, which means we're gonna be doing another live show. We got a whole week of videos to put out. Sorry I didn't put one out today, but it was Disney yesterday, and I wanted to watch Incredibles 2 with Haley before she went back to college. So hey, man, oh well, sorry.
All right.
DNF Tool Drawer is a place you can find all the cool tools that we talk about and that we use. Like the DMRTA isn't on there, but hey, whatever.
Yeah.
Sale's over. Hope you guys took advantage of that. Patreon is a place where you can go where you can get a cool video podcast twice a month. If you just want the audio podcast, you get it a week later, but you can find that on iTunes, Google Play Store, Google Play Music, and Podbean. Teespring/store/5stars is a place where you can find shirts like this.
Yep.
We talked about Patreon. We talked about the podcast. We talked about everything. We're going to talk about you guys having a wonderful week as always. We'll see you again next week. Next Monday, we're going to have Aaron from AMP on. I know that seems like a lot of AMP guys, but they're close. They're convenient. We wanted to get interviews going.
He's a cool
We're going to have
guy.
some other guys coming as the
See you,
months go
Wayne.
on. Lots of fun.
Have a nice week, people.
Sorry, Sean, but get on with your days. Good night. Go home. Do some laundry. That's the plan, man. See ya.
Gotta do laundry.